Hello, everyone. My name is Susan Damiani, and I'm the Director of Gift Planning at St. John's University. And I also direct the wonderful legacy society called the McAllen Society. And December, as everyone knows, I'm sure you're receiving plenty of appeals from different organizations. It's the month of giving. It's so important, especially now during this pandemic. Charities are looking for everybody's support. And so for this month of December, our e-news is going to cover the theme of giving. And I feel very honored to have two wonderful leaders in the charitable world with me. I am part of this special organization called the Ladies of Charity, and it's the St. John's University chapter. They do wonderful work. It's very inspirational to be among leaders, female leaders. They're my mentors. I really look up to so many of them. And we have the president, Anna Rocchio, and the incoming president in January, Patricia Nolan. Now, Pat and I, we've worked for many years. Pat worked at St. John's University for 15 years. She was the director of development for the pharmacy school. She raised a lot of money and did wonderful work there. And we do miss you, Pat. But of course, she left and she didn't go hiding. She, of course, took up another leadership role, and she is working with the Ladies of Charity. And as I mentioned, will be leading the charge in January. And then I had the great fortune of meeting Anna by participating and being a member of the Ladies of Charity. And if I have this right, Anna, your connection with St. John's University is through our Sunday community?
And yes, that's right. I've actually been a member of the St. John's community going on 40 years.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't think that long. That's terrific. So everybody has their connection to St. John's. I guess the first question I want to ask both of you, why take on this leadership role at the Ladies of Charity? What inspired you, and why did you decide to take on more responsibility, I should say? I think I'll go to Anna first.
Well, I'm not so sure that I voluntarily took it on. It's a funny story, but when Pat Muley was president, she said that she needed help. And the person who was going to be the president, she had so many other things to do and whatever, and she got a new job and she couldn't. So she said, would you be able to help us? And I said, oh, of course. I always say yes if anyone needs help and they ask me directly. If I can do it, I usually say, sure, I'll be able to help. Well, I'm talking to one of the other members. There was a smile on her face, and I looked at her and I said, why are you smiling like that? She goes, you know you're going to be the next president? I was like flabbergasted. I said, what? And the way my life goes, whenever something like that happens, it's probably God leading me there. And he actually did lead me there, and I have been blessed by it. So that's my story.
You've been an excellent president. We've been very fortunate to have your leadership. But I think you point out something. Sometimes it's God that guides you. It may not be something that you really had in mind. And when you're posed with that decision or that opportunity, I'm sure you're getting so much more out of it than what you thought you would, right?
Absolutely. The people that I've met as a Lady of Charity, the ladies themselves, the people that we've been working with and for, it's just been an amazing, amazing adventure for me. When I retired, it really took a lot for me to say, okay, this is it, I'm retiring. And I was sitting on my chair here and I was praying. I said, God, what am I going to do? The kids, I love the kids. I love their parents. who's going to say they love me? And I was, pretty beside myself. I said, no, it's time for me to go. And out of the blue, it was almost like a prayer being answered. It said, do good. And the 4 years that I have been retired, that's what I've been trying to do.
That's great. We're glad that you did that. Now, Pat, you're the incoming, so you're already working side by side with Anna. And you went in with your eyes open, and you're already, at the leadership level at this organization. So why take on the position of president?
Well, Anna asked me, and I couldn't say no. It's very simple. Working at St. John's University for all those years exposed me to some incredible alumni, faculty, and administrators who are so committed to really educating the next generation of leaders in our country, in our communities. And when we established the chapter at St. John's for the Ladies of Charity, to work with not only Susan, but many of the deans and the faculty members and our colleagues in administration, that it was just so enlightening for me. It was just a pleasure to continue that mission of helping other people. The Ladies of Charity were formed over 400 years ago by the founder of St. John's University, St. Vincent de Paul, and St. Louise de Marillac. And the mission of our chapter is to empower women and children through education and advocacy. And so it is really an honor for me to work with Anna and all of the women that are part of our association to continue this legacy of working in the communities to empower and make, help people, rise up. And one of the statements that we share as Ladies of Charity is that we see Christ in the service of the poor. So when you talk about giving, for the Ladies of Charity, giving means volunteering. We give our time and our talents to help other people. And that's a really rewarding experience.
No doubt. We're so glad that you've decided to take on the presidency. I know I found a really great friend at St. John's, that's Pat. So I know she's a really great person. She's the best friend you could ever have. And now taking on this role with her great experience in development and PR. I know that the Ladies of Charity are in really good hands in the new year. So this is really great. But you hit the nail on the head. When I opened it up, I hope everyone, all our viewers, did not cringe and go to their pockets and seal them up to say, uh-oh, Susan's there. She's coming at us to ask us for money. I think what I really, and I think I expressed this to you, that when we talk about giving, yes, I mean, everybody needs resources and monetary resources, no doubt about it. I mean, this is the realization. But by giving, whatever it may be, if it's, as we call it, the time, talent, and treasure, what does that really mean? And why should we really do it? And why is there, why do we feel the need to do it? And I think the pandemic has really shown that to us, that life is precious and it's short. And what are we going to do on this earth, and to leave a mark, especially I work with the Legacy Society, to leave your legacy. And God has granted you talents in so many different ways. And why keep it all to yourself and just with your family? it's so great to share it. And I think that's what I've learned from the Ladies of Charity, is to really share those talents. So I think it leads into the next question, and I'll change it up a little bit. I'll go to Pat first. Um, when we do these service projects, what do you see transpire in the ladies that are working these projects and the recipients? What do you think really happens, or what does everyone really get out of it from both sides?
I think for the ladies themselves, it is such a great feeling to be doing something meaningful. You know, I'd say the majority of us are retired, and you want to do something that's meaningful in your life. And so when we volunteer, there's one organization that we work with, the School Sisters of Notre Dame. They're in Woodside. And every Christmas time, we have a Christmas celebration with the students there. These are immigrant women that are learning English as a second language from the School Sisters. A number of our faculty from the School of Education have in the past helped them with some tutoring and some, getting prepared for their GED tests. So we go and celebrate their accomplishments, and we as a group enjoy it as much as the students. To see their faces and to know that you're actually making somebody else feel good makes you feel even better.
Anna, because I know you've been you've been distributing food to the needy during the pandemic. What's that feeling, and what's the feeling that you're getting from those recipients?
Well, I have to say that I have been blessed in many ways that I can't even enumerate. It almost is touching to know that you're able to give something to someone. And it isn't even that I'm giving anything other than my time. We gave out turkeys at a school that I actually taught in many, many years ago, presentation of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And the people there were getting turkeys, but they were also getting a gift card where they could go and actually purchase their own food and purchase what they wanted and not take what we had to give them. This was a change up in what they had been doing. Some of and it was explained to them, you're getting a gift card. Some of them actually were handing me the gift card in exchange for the turkey. And I was like, and it had been explained to them. So in my broken Spanish, because I don't really speak Spanish that well, but I did study it in school, I explained to them, no. This is a gift card. You can go to the store and buy yourself anything you would like for your dinner. And the look on their faces was so, it actually touched me to the core to know that I can do that any day, go down to the store and get what I need to buy. But for these people, it's not so easy. And I have been working on the pop-up pantries that Catholic Charities has been running. And I just see an overwhelming amount of people coming, more so than I ever did before. And I know it's part of the pandemic. And even in my own family, I have people who have lost jobs and whatever. But it makes them feel good. There was one woman that was actually crying. Another gentleman said, "God bless America," which, was so touching. And I myself am an immigrant, and my parents came with nothing, but they built themselves up, and I have more than I could ever have imagined. College education, and to be able to give a little bit to someone else that doesn't have it. Isn't that what Christ intended for us to do? That's why the feeling is just overwhelming.
Wow, that's really amazing. Thank you for sharing that. You're mentioning the pandemic. So you're seeing more of a need. What other different things have you been seeing you do service all the time. What makes this time a little different during the pandemic?
People are in need more so than they've ever been. The other thing that really struck me was their need for people, their need to communicate, their need to have someone say, "Good morning, how are you?" I have made it a point now since doing that whenever I walk down the street, you can't see people's faces because of the mask, but you can see their eyes. And in a way to smile, you know when they're smiling, and you can say good morning. They actually need even just the food, and they need people's interaction. They need that touching, not touching physically, but, at least to say good morning, how are you? And not crossing the street when someone's coming down and whatever. It's amazing how much we need each other, personally too.
That's very true. I know in my mom's area where she lives is near Ground Zero. And sometimes when I'm driving home from her house, I can't get over the lines. The first time I ever saw it, I was looking and saying, what's going on? Where are all these people standing on line, for? But I know it was food, and I had never seen that before. So you're absolutely right. The need is so much greater now during the pandemic. But it's great that you've been working and the ladies have been working on, helping these people, and that's terrific. Pat, I'm going to turn it over to you. We're gonna close, and before we close, what would you like to tell the viewers about Ladies of Charity? Anything that's coming up that you're doing service-wise, and if someone was interested in becoming a Ladies of Charity, how they could sign up and be part of this special group. I know the other thing I want to mention is, I know I said that being part of this wonderful group, I have many mentors now, and we have a junior Ladies of Charity, and I think that's terrific at St. John's Prep. And, that's the next generation that will be stepping up and filling, hopefully Anna and Pat's shoes. So is there any last words that you'd like to share with us about the Ladies of Charity?
Yes, I would actually, Susan. With this pandemic, it's really kind of clipped our wings a bit in terms of being out there and doing service work. Anna's done an amazing job of representing us at so many different venues. We've also created a virtual rosary that we say every Monday at 5 o'clock. And Anna and I were just talking about it this morning. It brings such a sense of peace to me. I look forward every Monday to join my fellow ladies on a Zoom call to pray together. I find that very, very, very important right now. We have just launched a new website, Ladies of Charity at St. John's. If you all would like to know a little bit more about us, on our website, you can learn about our history, the kinds of work we do. And as Susan indicated, if you are interested in becoming a lady, there is a membership application form that you could submit. And of course, you could always reach out to Anna or myself through Susan if you'd like more information. We'd love to have that conversation.
That's terrific. Yeah, let's drum up more ladies. Well, I want to thank both of you for your time, sharing all the wonderful work that you're doing as Ladies of Charity, and really showing the true meaning of giving. And when you give, you get so much back in return. I think Anna and Pat have really demonstrated that. So thank you. I hope you and your families have a wonderful holiday, Merry Christmas, and I look forward to the new year in joining the ladies and participating in all these wonderful projects. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan.